After a great humiliation on planet Earth, Frieza realizes that he won't be able to rebuild his army alone. The tyrant decides to go to a faraway planet in the universe and be reunited with his older brother, Cooler, who was trapped there. In the past, Cooler attempted a coup against his father. Because of this, Cooler was arrested by Cold and Frieza. But due to all the difficulties he's gone through with his enemies, Frieza enlists his brother's help to defeat the Saiyans and rule the universe, and calls Cooler and his men to join his new elite army. Hakai. Episode 6, A New Threat, The Mightiest Guardian. The episode begins with Frieza's spaceship traveling through space. Inside the ship, Cooler's soldiers begin an intense training in a special technological room. In another room, Frieza and Cooler are training with gravity hundreds of times increased. Frieza says to his brother, "Amazing how you've evolved in so few days of training, brother. If it continues like this, I will end up fearing that it will exceed my power again." After days of traveling through the universe, they were approaching the place they wanted to go. And in that place, all they had was a dimensional fissure. Cooler, seeing the destination they were heading towards, asks his brother, "I didn't know you knew people from other dimensions." "I didn't know, but thanks to the information that Berry Blue got from spies in my army spread across the universe, we managed to find a man named Zuno, an omniscient man who knows absolutely everything that happens in the universe. All I had to do was go up to him and threaten a little. So he told me everything I wanted to know. So I discovered the location of the strongest warriors in this universe." Hearing this, Cooler says, "I get it. Who shall we find now?" "It's a demon named Janemba." According to what Zuno reported, Janemba is a being that has existed since beginning of time. Currently, this being is sealed in a deep sleep, but if he awakens, his power will be of great help to our army. According to Zuno, Janemba is a being as old and powerful as the demon Majin Buu himself. Majin Buu? You mean that Majin Buu our father always told us to avoid? That's right, my brother, but no need to worry. How are you so sure about that, Frieza? Did you face Majin Buu? It wasn't necessary, brother. The Saiyans from Earth defeated him before I came back to life. So if even those idiots defeated him, someone at Majin Buu's level is no threat to us. But at the same time, it will be of great help to our army. Arriving in the dimensional fissure, Kikono asks Yadorat's man, Soba, to teleport the spaceship into that dimension, because they wouldn't be able to pass through that fissure without the ship being completely destroyed. Cooler, hearing this, asks his brother, "Is it possible to teleport an entire ship to another dimension?" He is an inhabitant of a planet called Yadorat. On this planet, the inhabitants have some very peculiar abilities, and one of them is the instant transmission. In this case, Soba is a true master of this technique, far above even the inhabitants of his planet. Now I understand why you want him here, Frieza. He's a very useful insect. As soon as the spaceship got close to the fissure, Kikono orders Soba. "Now, Soba." Soba touches one of the walls of the ship, and then he uses the instant transmission. Suddenly, the ship disappears from that region of space, and then reappears on the other side of that dimensional fissure. The realm of darkness was a cold and dark place, and the skies were as red as blood. In this dimension, many dark creatures roamed through the sky and earth, and when they saw the strange ship flying over the sky, these creatures went towards it with a great desire for destruction. Kikono tells Frieza that they need people outside to protect the ship from the creatures. Cooler immediately offers to have his soldiers take care of it, and obeying Cooler's orders, the soldiers head outside the ship and begin to eliminate any approaching evil creatures. After a while of flying through the bloody sky of the realm of darkness, they finally find a great castle. The ship lands on top of this castle. Frieza, Cooler, and their special forces enter in the castle. On the way to the center of this castle, they are attacked by several demons that guard the place, but Cooler's 3 soldiers defeat them all with great ease. When they arrive in the main room, they notice a large capsule in the center of the room. The capsule was being guarded by 3 guards, who we later learn are called Sancho, Nikki, and Ginger. Sancho, seeing the invaders, says, "They're not the mages. We don't need to worry about them. We can go with all we got." At that moment, the 3 demons raise their powers to the maximum, and the whole place starts to shake. According to trackers from Cooler's Special Forces members, each guard has a power of around 500,000 units. Dor, one of the soldiers, says, "Amazing. If we hadn't trained our Lord Frieza's ship, we wouldn't stand a chance against them." The castle's guardians advance at incredible speed against the soldiers, but in an instant, Captain Salza, alone, beat all of them with his Kai blade. Seeing this, Cooler says very proudly, "Better give up. You can't against Cooler's special forces." The three Guardians look at each other, as if planning something without even needing words. With a smile on their faces, the three become just a single warrior, making a kind of fusion that makes them a single warrior that much more powerful. The warrior says in a childish voice that doesn't suit his size, "Behold, the most powerful fusion ever. I am Genisho." At that moment, Cooler's soldiers, upon hearing Genisho's funny voice, start laughing. But everything changes when they try to measure the power of the demon. Laughter gives way to great fear. Genisho's fighting power was so great that it couldn't be measured by the trackers. The soldiers, even with fear, go all out against Genisho. And even with great teamwork, with very well synchronized blows, they couldn't do anything to hurt that monster. Seeing this, Cooler impatiently says, "Men, back off." The soldiers retreat to their leader's back. After that, Cooler looks at Genisho and says, "I'll only ask once. Better let us pass." But Genisho laughs at Cooler, making a mockery of his power. Cooler says it's a waste of time having to deal with that creature, but he had no choice. He stretches out his hands to Genisho and says, "Deadly paralysis." Suddenly, a wave of energy fired by Cooler hits Genisho. Upon being hit by that power, Genisho loses all his movements. Frieza smiles and walks slowly towards Genisho, then says to the Guardian, "There's nothing you can do against our forces. We don't need to solve everything with such violence. We didn't come here to attack you, but to free the creature that is inside that capsule." "I don't understand. Why would anyone want to wake up one of the primordial beasts? It could mean the end of the entire universe. Why do you want to do this?" "Oh, you seem to know a lot about the creature in there. Tell me how I can free him." "We're just second-tier Guardians. We can't do that kind of thing." Before Genisho has finished speaking, Cooler fires a laser from his finger and kills the Guardian. Frieza gets very angry. "Why did you do that, my brother? He seemed to know a lot." "I'm tired of waiting. If we want information, it's better ask for that guy called Zuno who knows everything, don't you think?" "Alright." After all that, Frieza, Cooler, and the other soldiers return to the spaceship with the capsule, and episode 6 ends with Frieza and his soldiers heading to Zuno's planet for more information about this primordial beast.